minutes. Okay, so this week I want to talk about respect. Yes, respect. We talked a bit last week about how men value respect, but respect is something that is due in all relationships, not just marital relationships, but it can be in father son relationships, mother daughter relationships. I mean, respect is something that you give to people because you value who they are and what they are in your life. It's how you hold a person in high esteem. You respect them, you value them, you look up to them, you're encouraged by them and you want to be an encouragement to them. Respect is how you talk to them, how you relate to them. I mean, it's just so many things that go with respect. But how do we show it? We say it all the time. I respect you. I respect my elders. I respect my boss. I respect my siblings. I respect my neighbors. But how do we really show respect? So let's talk about it. First of all, respect is one of the elements in the foundation of any healthy relationship. Yes, it's part of that foundation that's laid in a relationship. And so, respect means that you recognize another person as a person. You recognize them as a whole person separate from you. They're not you. They don't think like you. They don't walk like you, talk like you. They don't act like you, but they are who they are, and you respect that. That means you hold some type of value in that, or you hold that in esteem. It means that you know that you're different from another person, and you're okay with that. You know that you think differently, and that's okay. We have different feelings. We were raised differently from others, and that's okay. But we can still show them respect. Yes. So, I said earlier, it's easy to say you respect, but it's not always easy to show respect. And respect can be subjective because what I think respect is, say for instance, how I respect my parent could be different from the way my husband was taught to respect his parents. But nonetheless, we show respect. So let me say this. There are ways that we can show respect. We can be a demonstration of respect. I want to bring this out too. We are examples of respect. People are watching us. People are watching how we do what we do, how we show up in this world. They're watching. So they're watching how we're going to interact with other people. So we need to always make sure that we are on our respect game. Yes, respect game. We got to be on that. So I want to just share a couple things about how respect can be demonstrated in your relationships, whether it's your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your coworker, your boss, church member. How do we respect? Number one of the very first ways that we can demonstrate respect is by talking openly and honestly with that person that we're in relationship with. Mhm. I think sometimes we call it being hot, honest, open, and transparent. And being honest, just really putting the truth out there about whatever that particular situation you're dealing with. Being honest, just putting it out there in a respectful way and in a loving way. We can be hurtfully honest with people, but when we're doing that, we're not valuing them. So we should be honest, always make sure that we're honest in a loving way. Open, not just open to share our feelings, what our wants and desires are, but open to receive what another person may need or what they want. And transparent, I think of that as a whole nother level of honesty. It means not hiding anything, but just putting it all out there on the table. So let's continue to be hot. Show respect that way. Number two. Number two is listening to understand. Now think about it. Number one and number two, both are related to what? Communication. Communication is so important in relationships. We say it all the time. But demonstrating respect, how do we do that? The only way we can do that is by knowing how to communicate correctly with another person, whoever that person is that you're in a relationship with. Yes. And listening to understand means I'm not listening to respond or give any feedback. I'm listening so that I can really understand what you're trying to convey, that message you're trying to convey to me, so that I can respond in a more appropriate way. Or I can meet the need, or I can know that I really understand where you're coming from. It's so important to know where a person is coming from. We can misinterpret their whole conversation because we didn't get clarity. So listen to understand, ask questions, before you just shoot off at the mouth giving feedback. No, ask a question. Okay, are you saying that? No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, well, tell me what you're saying. And be open to respond in an appropriate way. Okay, number three. Number three is valuing another person's opinions, needs, and thoughts. Very important. It's very important that we not only just value what we need and what we want, but that we value what other people need and what they want. Showing respect means I value you. I hold you in high esteem and high regard. And I hold you in high regard so much so that I'm not going to say or do anything that would be unbecoming or hurtful towards you. Okay. Number four is compromising. Now, this is something we don't like to do too often. We don't like to compromise because we like what we like and we want what we want, right? But sometimes we have to give up something that we want for the greater good of the relationship. Because it's not always about my needs and my wants. It's about the other person that you're involved with as well. So compromising, being willing to give up something. Nothing to it. Number five, building another person up. Yes, sometimes we just have to get in there and build that person up. Pump them up, recognize them, make them feel good about themselves, showing respect and demonstrating that by, getting in there and building another person up. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. It feels good when people are building us up, when they're, helping us go to another level, when they are encouraging us. So let's get in there and do that. Let's show some respect by building other people up, by showing them and telling them how wonderful they are and what a good person they are and how valuable they are to you in your life. Number six is not throwing a person under the bus. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's so important. There's nothing respectful about throwing a person under the bus. It's nothing respectful about it. There's nothing funny about it. Yes, it's nothing funny about exposing a person or showing their shortcomings or exposing, their frailties. There's nothing respectful about that at all. And then the last one for today, number seven. Number seven is extremely important. And number seven is honoring boundaries. Yes, we all have boundaries. There is a place where I begin and you end. There's a place where I end and you begin. Even in our relationships, our marriage relationships, we still have to honor boundaries. Yes, because when you cross a boundary, that's showing disrespect for the other person's person, who they are in this world. And so it's important that we honor our boundaries in our relationships. So important. These are my 10-minute tips.